Today's the day we're gonna start our motorbiking adventure, and if I'm honest, I'm a little bit nervous, especially after what we did yesterday. The guide came by last night, and he reassured us that we should be fine. But today's gonna be a fairly significant stretch that we're going to be traveling. It's about 150 k's between where we are now to our first destination, with I think it's 2 stops along the way, 1 stop every 50 k's. But there's a part of me that's still somewhat anxious about doing all of this. And while I have confidence in my own ability to be able to ride, I don't have confidence when it comes to making decisions with anxiety. And I feel like if push comes to shove and my anxiety were to take over, that's when I would genuinely be more afraid. But we should be fine. Finished up paying for the accommodation, and I'm gonna switch this to my bag because now we ride.
High top mountain.
Yeah.
1,600 meters below sea level. Second one is Quảng Bạc. Okay. And the third one Yên Minh.
Yeah.
And number 4 is Mèo Vạc.
Yeah.
It's a 4 kingdom. It's 4 kingdom. Here belong to Hmong man.
Okay, after this one. Oh God. You good? Yeah.
Okay? Yeah. That's all right. Thịt trâu sao? Thả thịt trâu. Sao anh?
Yep.
Cái phanh à?
Oh.
Cái này.
Không đầu thôi, chị trong nước kìa, nó lại qua đấy trong hồ. Thế không đầu nó cua tới nhân trai không? Nhốt cái chuyện.
Okay. Okay. Awesome. Oh fuck. Oh shit. Okay. Thank you.
Like the bike?
Yeah.
Did you fall on the ground?
Sorry?
Like you fell forward? What the fuck, man?
Yeah. Like I haven't broken anything. At least in part of my body. I have a hole in my pants and I think I've got a scratch on my knee. So this is where the footage ends, because I wasn't really sure what I was doing on the first day. So I'm going to narrate what happens next, while filling in the background with footage from another day. As we continue riding into the mountains, some of the roads started to get worse and worse. The paved roads that we were used to eventually gave way to dirt and rocky tracks as we trucked along on our motorbikes, really trying our best not to ride too close to the edge. At this point, it had been about 6 to 7 hours since we first left Hajiang, and the exhaustion was really slowly starting to kick in. We eventually get to another intersection where the guide asks us which route would be faster for us to take. He told us the left path was what we were after, as it was an actual paved road, compared to going to the right, which would have taken us through more dirt and rocky terrain. The left path took us around some awesome winding roads and mountains that looked like something that just came straight out of The Lord of the Rings. But we didn't dare stop, as it slowly started to sink in that we were now beginning to lose daylight. As the sky grew darker, the seriousness of our predicament started to set in. We were about to start riding in the dark down long and winding roads, with the worst part of all this being the fact that there was actually no barrier on the side to stop us from falling down the mountain. About an hour passes by, and the few streetlights that exist along the road have now all turned on. All we could see in the darkness was the faint edges of the surrounding mountains that towered over us. My bike had some terrible headlights, and I really struggled to see about 3 to 4 meters in front of me. Simon would often get close enough that I would be able to use his headlights on his newer bike to try and anticipate the road ahead. As more time passed, I began to also tail cars that overtook us in an effort to work out where I was going and not to fall over the edge. Eventually, we were met with a large neon arch with the name of our destination, Dugia. We had finally made it. We pressed on into town and got to the hotel where we would stay the night. After checking in, we went downstairs, grabbed dinner, and then pretty much went back to the room where we cleaned ourselves up and crashed. We had been on the road for a total of about 10.5 hours. We left Hajiang at around 9 and got to Dugia at around 7:30, passing sunset by about 2 hours. While the whole experience was exhausting, we managed to survive the hardest part of the whole week. And now, we could continue with the rest of the trip at a more leisurely pace. But it only got worse.